Hey guys, Chris Fix here, and today I'm going to show you how to fix a horn that sounds like this. This horn normally sounds like this, so I think the low tone horn is broken. This fix will work for any 2002 to 2009 Chevy Trailblazers or GMC Envoys, 2004 to 2007 Buick Rainiers, the later model Oldsmobile Bravadas, and the Isuzu Ascender. In this truck, the horn is on the driver's side, right in front of the battery, right behind the headlight. And we can see there's one horn and there's the other. The good thing about this is it's easy to access. You just unscrew that one bolt right there and this whole unit will come out. You just need to unclip the wiring harness, which is right here. Then we could take these out and we could test the horn and see if that's the actual problem. So here are all the tools you're going to need. Not many. You're just undoing one bolt and you use a screwdriver to help you undo the wiring harness clips. We're going to be using a 10mm socket. You're going to need about 1 foot of extensions. A nice universal joint extension will be helpful because then we can get in here without taking a plastic off, which may otherwise be in the way. And we have a nice new low tone horn. I'd like to thank Auto Parts Warehouse for sending me a horn to replace in this Trailblazer. You definitely want to get a plug and play horn, not a universal horn, because you don't want to cut any wires. Just make the replacement nice and easy on yourself. I should also mention we're using a multimeter to make sure we're getting full power to the horn and to verify that the low tone horn is actually broken. Here's my ratchet with the extension, and I have a universal joint at the end. And here's why I'm using the extensions and the U-joint extension. I'm going to be removing the bolt through the hole right here. The bolt is located right under this plastic screw, and you'll see that right down there is where we need to get to. This is the battery. It's in a little box here, and there's a breather tube right here so that the fumes are evacuated and there's some ventilation. You could just pop that off, put that aside, give you more access. You can see our two horns, get our U-joint socket on there, and then all you do is loosen it up. And once it's loose, you can pull it right out, and now this comes right out, just like that. Disconnect this wiring harness here. It's just a clip, and this slides right out. And now the trick to this is getting it out of this little hole here. You want to have the metal frame towards the battery. And that'll come out just like that. Now you can see we have our low and our high horns here. I think the low is bad. Before we replace anything, let's check continuity. And let's check to make sure that there's 12 volts going to this connector right here. So I have each of those prongs set up so it's touching the connection. And I'm going to watch this, and then I'm going to have somebody press the horn. Go ahead. And they'll hold it, and we get 12 volts. So that means there's full power going to the horns. The other way to make sure that there's power going to it is in this box right here. There are relays and fuses. The horn relay is in here, so have someone press the horn, and you should hear a click. A clicking relay usually means that the relay is working properly. So we have voltage and the relay is working, so that really pinpoints it to this low tone horn right here. So we're going to find our low horn here, and we're going to take our flathead screwdriver and take off this clip. There's a clip on this side and a clip on this side, and then this will just pop right out. Be careful with these clips, they're just plastic. They're that brittle type of plastic that gets brittle with age. You don't want to break them. There you go. And now we're going to check the continuity for this horn to make sure that there's a complete circuit in here. For continuity, we're going to set it to 20,000 ohms, and you just take one side of each prong, and we'll touch each prong to each metal contact to make sure you're in contact with the metal real good. And you can see there's no continuity. So this horn is shot. I'm going to test the other horn just by taking the wiring harness and connecting it to each side. And look at that, we have continuity. So that's a good resistance for these horns. So we know now that the low horn is shot, so let's replace it. The bolt that you took off is a 10mm. These two are both 10mm, so all you need is that one 10mm socket for this whole job. So just loosen this up. Take the old one off and put the new one on. Just screw in that nut to hold it in place. You want to make sure that these are facing the same direction, downwards, so if any rain or water gets in here, it drains out and doesn't go into the horn and mess up the electronics. So now we just snug this up. Doesn't have to be super tight, just you don't want it to get loose with vibrations. That's good. Now let's connect the wiring harness. That's easy, that just pops in. Push both sides. Those 2 clicks mean that it's in. Now let's connect these to our wiring harness before we screw it all down and everything. Make sure it works properly. The wiring harness is pretty short, so you'll have to put this back in there. Just get that in there. That hole right there is where it gets bolted in, and this hole right here is where this little tab on this goes. So just slide it, and you can see how the wiring harness is actually underneath here now. So pull it out from under. Good. Now we're going to just take our clip, slide it right in till it clicks. Good. Now let's test it out and see how it works. Now you could hear a difference. I'll give you a before and after. Here's before, here's after. Big difference there. Sounds great now. So job well done. Let's screw that last bolt in, and this job is complete. Align your hole and then grab your bolt and hand tighten it. Once it's hand tightened, just slide your extension with the ratchet on it. Get your socket on there, and now just tighten away. Snug it up. Just make sure it's pretty tight. And then the last thing we need to do is get this vent hose for the battery back on. Good. And we are done. And that's how you diagnose and change a horn. Very simple job on this Trailblazer or GMC Envoy, whatever you're doing it on. And it's pretty easy on most makes and models. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing. I publish how-to videos weekly, and I answer all the questions and comments you guys leave in the comment section below. On the screen are going to be other how-to videos. To get to those videos, you could click on the screen, or you could find the links in the description below. Also in the description below are the Chris Fix Facebook and Twitter pages. If you use Facebook or Twitter, check it out. And finally, I'd like to thank Auto Parts Warehouse for sending me this horn so I could install it. The link to their website is in the description below as well.